Hey, 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 and good morning, Mom Nation.
Good morning, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot which podcast I was on. Usually that's how I start my podcast. And I was like, oh, no, this is the live show. It's not a podcast. What's going on?
Oh, nothing much. Just it's been a busy weekend. Yeah, super busy weekend. So Austin, and I told you about this earlier, but Austin got into a pretty gnarly
Yeah.
dirt bike
Oh,
crash.
we don't need to talk
And
about the details because they're
yeah,
definitely gnarly.
they are. So he broke a couple of our rules. So we always have the rules that we have is he's not supposed to go out riding he has an electric dirt bike, so he's not supposed to go riding without us. And
Mm,
whenever he does ride, he has to wear his hoodie because we don't have pads for him yet. And he's not supposed to go that fast. So we're like, he just has to wear his hoodie and he has to wear jeans, not like sweatpants, but like jeans. Because if
mhm,
for some reason he were to fall, that'll protect his skin more. And he has to wear he has a full face helmet, like an actual like motocross helmet. So it's
mhm.
not just like a bucket. And so he has to wear that. And then I like him only riding like on the dirt because if he falls again, it's just, it's a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah.
So he broke a whole bunch of rules because we left to go to Floor & Decor to buy some stuff for the remodel, and so he stayed at home with his sister, and he decided to go out. He had made friends the day before in our neighborhood, and he was super excited because they all have e-bikes, right? And he was all excited about it that he made friends, and so he was going to go out to go look for those friends, and he went out without number one, without telling his sister and
Mm.
without asking us. And he was wearing his helmet, but he was not wearing a sweater, or he was wearing like basketball shorts.
Ugh.
And he decided to max out going down our road, like an actual paved asphalt road. He decided to max out his dirt bike, and his dirt bike maxes out at 41 miles an hour. And he hit a divot, started fishtailing, and he laid it down. And
Oh.
he didn't get he was by himself, which is also not good. And he didn't have his phone with him. That's another rule because so he can call us for emergency. So he didn't have his phone. And so I guess the bike, he said, kind of fell on top of him. And so he had to like crawl out from under the bike, and he was like yelling, and like he like was, not like yelling, but like kind of like, like moaning, groaning, and like, and the neighbor behind our street, his backyard faces our street because it's a really narrow street. The neighbor behind was grilling, and he like said, "Are you okay?" And Austin says, "No." And so he jumped over his
Oh.
cinder block wall.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I know, thank goodness he was a young guy and not old. But he jumped over, and he said, "Do you know your mom's number?" And he said yes. And so he called me, and he told me that he took a spill, and man, that is like no call that like a parent wants to get. And
No.
and he's like, he ripped through his pants, and in my head I'm like, good, he was wearing his pants, so at least that's probably not that bad. And because that's what the guy said, that he ripped through his pants. And so I'm like, okay. I said, well, we're not home, but he's like, it's pretty bad spill. And so while I was on the phone with him, then my husband called Thariah, my 18-year-old that's at home, which is just, quarter mile down the road, and told her to go get it. So she was over there within a couple minutes, and she picked him up. And so here's the crazy this is just like a total parent fail, this whole thing. So she went to go pick him up, and she called us, and she goes, "Mom, it's pretty bad." And she's like calming her brother down, and they like are always fighting. So whenever she's like being like, "Austin, it's okay, buddy," I'm like, okay, this has to be kind of bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm taking him to the urgent care. I said, don't take him to urgent care, take him to the
To the
hospital because
ER. Yeah.
they have imaging readily available. And so take him there. And I said, where's Connor? My 4-year-old Connor.
Yeah.
And I said, is he in the car? And she goes, no, he's at home. And I'm like, you left him home alone. So this was only like
Oh
4 minutes.
goodness.
This is only like 4 minutes. He was sleeping, right? Because we had just got done at the zoo, so he was passed out. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, he's at home." And I'm like, "Soraya, you can't leave him at home." I said, "You have to go back and go get him." And she's like, "But Mom, Austin's bleeding, like blood is coming out of his knee." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And Connor's like, my husband Connor is like, we're only 5 minutes from the house. Maybe he won't wake up. We'll go, you'll drop me off and then you can go to the hospital. But as soon as I was on the phone, I was on the phone and my dad, because my dad is staying with us. And my dad called. Dad called, and I'm like, "Oh, let me see where Grandpa is." And I answered the phone, and he goes, "Oh, I'm at the house looking for you." And I explained to him really quick. I'm like, "Okay, good. Connor's asleep. Can you watch him? We're gonna meet Sarah at the hospital." And then when we got there, it was super crazy because they admitted him as a trauma case, not like a regular ER case.
Yeah.
So, which was, she's like, so a lot of things are going to be happening, and it was kind of freaky because they took us back into the room, and like 10 people swarmed him. And
Oh
then like
my.
they're asking me like, okay, mom, what happened? And so I told Austin, I said, tell her what happened. And she goes, how fast were you going? And then he told her 40. And I'm like, you were going 40. Oh, and also he wasn't wearing, whenever, like, he wasn't wearing his pants. And so like it was like that. So then I'm like worried about him, but then like all the doctors, I'm like, oh my God, are they gonna freaking call CPS on me? He's going 40 miles an hour. He's 11 on a
Mm,
dirt bike. Like I'm like freaking out. But they were, obviously they were judgy. I was
yeah.
judging myself. So yeah. So anyways, but he's no broken bones,
Good.
no concussion. He just has some pretty bad road rash. He missed yesterday of school, and then he had President's Day to recover. But he went back to school today. Doing his bandages is like, poor guy. I have to redo him every
Mm,
day, and that's been rough for him. But yeah, it's like, but I told him, I'm like, dude, Fafo, you messed around.
yeah.
You broke the rules. You broke the rules. And then he was on concussion protocol. And so concussion protocol, just in case there were to come, like symptoms were to come up later, he can't do anything stimulating. So he had to sit on the couch and watch, like, he couldn't watch like things like Avengers or like scroll on his phone because it's too stimulating. So
Mm,
then I put on, they said like more calm like shows, not like action shows. So then I started showing him like 80s shows, like not 80s, 90s, like 90s shows, like what was it? Like what did we show him? Like Angels in the Outfield. That's a 90s
mhm.
show, right? Yeah, and then
Oh,
like
that's a good one.
Blank
Yeah.
Check, Rookie of the Year, those kind of things. I was able to kind of but like
Dude,
yeah.
you gotta be careful with those 80s and 90s shows though, because, like, I sat
I
down.
know.
First of all, I no longer have an 11-year-old. Today is Jackson's birthday, so I
It
now have a
is.
12-year-old. But
Yay.
I sat down with him the other day and I was like, "Oh, let's watch this, show from the early 90s." I honestly don't even remember what it was. And I was
Yeah.
thinking, "Oh, it's PG, like we're good. I'm a parent,
Yeah.
I'm right here." And I was even like getting embarrassed. I'm like, "Okay, no. Like why are we watching this? It's not PG." So their
It is
PG from back
crazy.
then and our PG from now are two different things.
Yeah, like, I showed him that movie Blank Check, and in the beginning, whenever he gets the computer, like, it's a Mac, well, back then they called it Macintosh, it was a Macintosh
Yeah.
computer, and the dad's putting it in, and the dad says, "This thing will do everything except for show you how to make love to a woman." And I'm like, "What the
What?
I'm like, "What is this?" And it had all of these, like, and then it's an inappropriate movie, like, there was, like, the part in there where, like, the undercover FBI agent then went on, like, the date, and we're running through it, I'm like, "This is so inappropriate."
Yeah, it very
Like,
much is.
oh, like,
The
it's
shows from back then are very inappropriate.
they are, and I'm like, "My God." But anyways, but no, he's on the mend, he's doing good. So with Jax, it's his birthday today. I know you guys went
Yeah.
to dinner this weekend. Are you guys doing anything today?
We have done 5 days worth of birthday
Oh my
celebrations.
God,
So
birthday week.
today is just the day, and that's it. It definitely has been a
Yeah.
birthday week. We went to Great Wolf over the weekend, which I'm
Awesome.
so glad I never have to go back now that he's 12. I'm pretty sure that that's out of his system. So it's great. Did a couple of other things throughout the other days. Of course, President's Day he had off. So it was really nice. And he appreciated having a long weekend for his birthday. Last night, we had a little birthday celebration just with the family, which was his request. And so that was cute too. But Jackson has a girlfriend.
Ooh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, he won't
It's the
actually
age.
say it, but I'm pretty sure he has a girlfriend.
I wonder
So,
what they do now as girl because, like, Austin asked a girl to be his Valentine for Valentine's Day, and then later that day, they were texting, and so she pretty much accepted and stuff, and so I told him, I'm like, "What do you guys do? Like, do you guys, like, hold hands? Like, what do you do?" And he's like, "Well, no, we just"
mm-mm.
and I'm like, "Well, they just it's just like a label, and that's it?"
I guess. I
Then
don't
they're just
know.
friends, and I'm like, "I guess that's a good thing that"
Yeah, let's not
Yeah,
rush it, mom.
yeah,
At his school, he's not even they're not allowed to.
yeah.
So they it's very secret, but they just talk on the phone. Eh,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much how he was explaining it to me, that they just, like they talk, they don't even because his school's a pretty kinda like that too, they're a pretty strict school with, like, things like that, and so,
Yeah,
yeah, but it is funny how I was like, "What do you like, what does that even mean at this age? Like, what is that?"
I know.
Oh, but it was funny, he was all excited to go to school today, he's like, "I'm gonna show" her name's Angie. He's
Oh,
like, "I'm gonna"
cute.
he's like, "I'm gonna show Angie my battle scars," and I'm like, "Your battle scars or showing her how you were dumb and you got messed up on a bike?"
What not to do, Angie. Right here. This is what not to do. First
Oh,
commenter we got from YouTube. I happen to think that that might be Aunt Carolyn, even though it's coming in as MP 137.
got it. Do you
Got
want me is that
first commenter.
I'm pretty sure that is her, so
I think it is.
okay.
I have a suspicion, and I think it is. Let's dive right into things, people. We have only one more week to go. I think we announce this one next week, right? Yeah,
Yes, yes, yeah.
pretty sure.
Let's see, week 4, yeah, that's oh,
Yeah,
wait, is
because
there 5? There's not 5 weeks. Why does
no,
it say on the thing
March
there's 5?
1st is a
Yeah, it's just next
Sunday.
week.
So, yeah. So, we're
It's
gonna
the
be
25th,
announcing
yeah,
this.
so next week.
Right. So we're going to be announcing this one next week, guys. This is the monthly giveaway. And if you've been with us for a long time, you know we have one of these every single month. And this is being donated by Diana Eisel with Diana Eisel Therapy. And it is a gift certificate for a couple's stress relieving spa experience, which sounds
Yes.
kind of nice. So you can choose from two different spa experiences, it looks like. One is a head spa, which we've talked about a couple of times on the show. We both happen to love that. So
Yeah.
if it was if we were choosing, I think that's what we'd pick. Or the couple's scratch spa, which sounds kind of interesting. If you really like back scratches, I'm guessing that's probably going to be your choice.
Yes. Scratches.
Yeah, and so the way that we win this giveaway each and every month, we play to win, guys. So there are different ways that you can get on what we call the wheel, the final wheel, the last wheel of the month. That's where everybody's names that have had entries all month long will be. And we will choose randomly, of course, from that list of names. So there's several ways that you can get on the list. We'll talk about many of them during the show. Actually being a part of this show, like interacting, being first commenter, being last commenter, that kind of thing, that also helps. So this show is a big deal if you are looking to play to win for this month's giveaway. And again, it is a couple stress relieving spa experience. So that should be really cool. I'm excited to see who wins that. Next up, we have events. And the way that you get to our events schedule is just at the top of the group. It's pretty easy, guys. You click on the events tab. If you don't have an events tab, Facebook took it away from some of us quite some time ago. Then click on this photo here on the cover photo, and that is going to bring you to another little sort of menu that opens up here, and you will see that the group event page link is there for you if you need to click on that, make things easier. You will also see our direct me link, which is awesome. We revamped the whole direct me page, so it's a little bit easier to navigate now. So I encourage and invite you to check that out. Back to the events section in the group. We have a couple of events coming up, guys. We've got this Saturday, if you are into Bunko. I love Bunko. I have a little neighborhood Bunko group that's been going on for about 2 years now, and it just keeps growing and growing. It's a bunch of fun, and you really do find some amazing friendships through the game. So I highly suggest checking that out. Also, we have our monthly support group for separation or divorced mamas. If you're thinking about it, going through it, been through it, then this is for you. This is hosted by the amazing Miranda Ray. She is the co-host of our divorce community, which is a sister MomNation group. And then, of course, we have the MomNation Family Cruise coming up, and that's in the next couple of weeks. So very, very exciting. Oh, it looks like we're having trouble streaming to Facebook.
Yeah. I was looking
Okay.
at that just a bit ago.
All right.
So, yeah, so it's only, let me see. So it's only in YouTube right now,
Okay. So
which is
we're
really
only on
weird.
YouTube. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a
Yeah.
bummer. Oh well. It is what it is. Love YouTube. I just cannot say enough how much I love YouTube. I believe that it is my favorite platform. I like Facebook too because it has some different functionality to it, but it's constantly experiencing issues, guys. Like
Yeah.
over it, over it.
Yeah.
All right. So, like, if we could have the group on YouTube, I don't know if there would be a need for Facebook for me.
Yes, I agree.
Over on this is here's what I'm showing you here. We don't have any upcoming events on the page, but this is our MomNation fan page. So you don't have to be in the group to access this. You can access this at any time. You could see our I never pinned. I gotta ask Skylar to help me out with that because I always forget to pin it. I gotta go back and pin it. But this is, where you can see our words of the week, or you can see we post every single day. So you can follow our podcasts on this page, or you can catch different clips and reels of podcasts throughout the month that we post. If we've got giveaways, you're going to see those kind of things. So you don't necessarily have to be in the group to access this information. Sometimes it can be a little bit easier to access the fan page because there isn't a whole ton of posts on it. I'm going to keep that up because I've got to fix that. It's bothering me. All right, guys, we're going to start getting into ways to get onto the giveaway wheel. This is our first letter name post. It's the best name that I can come up with for this post, but you understand what it is. If your name starts with the letter A, this week was A, next week will be B, it just goes in order. Then hopefully you tagged yourself here, or hopefully a friend of yours tagged you in this post. So that way you can get a chance to win. We have a wheel for this. And let's see who we got. We got a lot of A's in the group. Guaranteed we
Lots
have
of them.
more A's than this, but these are the A's that wanted to play.
It's always the long names.
It always is. Amy LaFleur Carmody. I actually
Let me
graduated with her.
see.
Can you believe
Did
that?
you?
All the way back in New
That's
Hampshire. Yeah. She's here. She's
that's
been here.
really cool.
It is cool. She's been here longer than I have. She's a year or two older than me, actually. So she would have been the graduating class above me or the one after that. I don't remember. Aim, if you're on, comment which one you are. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm old.
That's so cool.
And she's older than me. I didn't mean that, Amy. This is our new members. So each and every week we give a shout out to our new members of the week. We've got how many mamas? 14. So 14 came into the group this week. And of course, we have a wheel for this. So let's spin the wheel and see which new mama wins today. This is always exciting because we've had new moms that have won the actual monthly giveaway just from winning this post.
Yes.
So Jessica Robinson, welcome to the group and congratulations, my friend.
Awesome.
All right, we are moving right along today. February birthdays. If your birthday is today, like my baby's birthday is today, then hopefully you have commented, or hopefully a friend of yours has commented for you on this post. What we do is we take everybody that has a February birthday and we put that on a wheel as well. We are wheel happy here. But this happens at the end of the month. So this is kind of a funny post because we only pull the winner at the end of the month. And that winner does not go on the wheel for that month. So February birthdays are playing to win March's giveaway, and they don't even know what it is yet. But I do.
We don't even know what it is. I don't.
You don't.
We. You're like, I do. I don't.
But I do. And I only just found out like yesterday.
Yeah,
so
I find out with everybody else.
Yeah, you do. So if you want to find out, or if you want to know who has all the real info, it's Skylar. It's not even me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, she knows everything. She
knows it all.
Yes.
All right, guys. So this is our top 10. I'm so tired of getting this some settings have changed notification. Like it's just constant. It's been there for like a month. And it's
You're like, we
every
know.
time I know. And it's like every time I come into the group, it's very annoying. Anyway, this is our top 10. Guys, Facebook comes up with this top 10 list. This is not something that we come up with. This is based on the amount of comments, reactions, and posts that you have put into the group over the last, I think it's a 28-day period that it usually calculates. In the number 1 position, we have Ashley Schultz. Number 2, we have Marissa Hall. Number 3, Kelly New. Number 4, we have Jen Stone. Number 5, Jasmine Aguilar. Number 6, Ashley Parker. Number 7, we have Leah Fry. Number 8, we have my mom, Marilyn Flower. Number 9, we have Miranda Ray. And number 10, again, Jules Can't Fix Stupid is here. We thank you for being with us. Congratulations to our top 10 mamas. All right. Words of the week. So, guys, if you don't know what words of the week is, this is just kind of this little, I don't know, thought provoking thought. I don't know what else to say. But this is something that I write each and every week. And it's just kind of like a reflection on maybe something that was hanging with me all week long, something maybe that I've been seeing, because I do see a lot being admin of a group that is so large. I definitely see a lot of patterns. And so it could be anything. It's just usually what I've been thinking about all week long. Did you watch this one? Listen to this
I
one?
did. Yeah, I did.
Did it hit you?
Yeah, I mean, things to get so overwhelming, and I think we always wanna be perfect and finish our to-do list, but like you said, you can't there's never it's just like one of the most perfect examples is I was so excited because I let my laundry get away from me last week, and so I had like 2 and a half, well, almost like 3 loads of laundry that I had to put away that we were, like, picking through, and I'm like, "Okay, I need to actually put the laundry away." And then I finally put it away, but then after we put it away, then we are all getting ready, and then what happens? The laundry basket gets halfway full with after we're getting ready, the clothes we're like, so it's impossible. It's impossible to finish everything, and I think we don't give ourselves grace that, it's okay. Nobody's perfect. It's fine if you have a couple of toys laying here, or if, I mean, I guess just prioritize, because if you don't, you'll just get so overwhelmed with all the amount of things that need to get done, and they're never going to get done. So I think we're just
It
so
really,
hard on
truly.
ourselves. Yeah.
Do you so this is something that I'll tell you, like, I actually have thought happens, and I
Yeah.
finally had to get over it, is that there is just this one day where everything's gonna be done, and I'm gonna be able to just sit down and be like, "Huh, I've
Yeah.
finished." That hasn't happened. I've been a mom for now 12 years, gay. Today. 12
Yeah.
years today. I've been a mom.
Yeah.
I haven't finished
Yeah.
the stuff I started when he was a year old.
There's always things to do, like, all the time. When and some of it is not, like, cleaning, "Hey, Jazz." Some of them is not, like, cleaning, some of it is, like, making an appointment or doing,
Yeah.
what I mean? Little things like that, like, I have to make I should tell her now that she's 18 to do it, but to give her some responsibility, but, like, Soraya needs new contacts and glasses, so it's been a year, so she needs an appointment. And so I need to make her an appointment, and I've been needing to do that for a week, and I haven't done it. So, you know what I mean? Like, things like that, where,
Yeah.
like, you have to get those things done, yard work that needs to be done, and, like, there's so many little things that just need to get done, and there's always gonna be something. It's
Always.
never ends.
Never.
So you just kinda have to, just acknowledge and know that it's never gonna get done, and just be happy with what you can do, and don't feel bad that you can't do everything, because 'cause you're not superhuman. I mean, moms are pretty superhuman, but only to a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one, it was a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. I think it personally served as more of a reminder to me than anything. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a
Yeah,
selfish one,
yeah,
because I've got to continue to remember that I'm not going to get it all done. And trying to
yeah,
do that is just going to, create other situations and problems for me. So that one
yeah.
was big for me. I'm glad that it spoke to you as well. Um, but yeah, I mean, just you rattling off the doctor's appointment thing, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I have to do. Like I've been working on it, but
Yeah. Well,
it's
like
another
we
thing that I have
moved.
to do.
Yeah, like we moved and I our dentist is now the kids' dentist is kind of far. And I'm like, oh, but I really like their dentist, but it's just far. And
Yeah,
so getting everybody there, it's just even harder. So they've been bugging me to reschedule. And I'm like, I should reschedule because if I don't reschedule with them, then I'm not going to reschedule with it. I'm not going to go schedule with the new one. But then I don't want to reschedule with them because I want to find a new pediatric dentist for the kids.
yeah, yeah,
And so it's just, and another, I think the biggest thing to take away from this one too is whenever you feel so overwhelmed with all these things that need to get done, it manifests into different ways. Like then you'll start snapping at the kids or you'll snap at your significant other. Um, and that's something that like you definitely, you don't want that to happen. You don't want to be remorseful towards the people around you because you're overwhelmed. And and also it's okay to ask for help. You know what I mean? Like it's not just, I mean, the I think one of the hardest job the not one of the hardest job is being a parent because there's no
yeah.
book. Like there are parenting books and you could go to school for parenting or whatever, but you really don't know until you're in that, like every kid is completely different. You know what I
That's the
mean? And
thing.
and and it's hard. Like I know like a while like 30 minutes ago, my because I'm at my sister's work. Well, she works at a community college and they have little rooms here and I used it for today. But she was walking me over here and she was giving me a hard time about like because I told her, well, once Austin's better, we're just gonna put more limits on him riding his dirt bike. And and then, so he could, make those, he could do that safer. But then she got upset with me because she's like, why are you even gonna let him ride that anymore? And I'm like, well, like, so, because it's like it's hard because everybody parents differently. But
Yeah,
like I'm big on like, hey, like I heard this one thing once, I'm gonna let my kids make mistakes carefully. So, and that's what
yeah,
to me, that's how you gotta teach them. But other people are like, oh, that happened once, no more. So, which I respect too. But
yeah, and it's
it
and it's not that we want them to be hurt, right? But I would
yeah.
guarantee you learned a lot from that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he did too. He's like, "Oh, it's my fault." So, like, there are things like that, like those situations or like, you know what I mean, like birthdays, like I'm sure those 5 days were overwhelming to like plan. You have to schedule your work too. So, you have to schedule work around, treating Jax for his birthday and making sure things are because we want to provide lasting memories and all of this stuff gets so overwhelming
Truly.
and you just don't want it to manifest into we've had other talks with these where you're just so like overwhelmed and you just get into this like you could get into like a parental depression or like it manifests in different ways. So I think really realizing that like it's okay, like you're not perfect. That
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
yeah.
No, I think we definitely deal with a lot of that. Um,
Yeah,
moving right along to what we had for podcasts over the last week. Did you catch this one?
I did not catch that one. Ooh, this one looks like a good one. I didn't even see the notification for this one, but I haven't
Yeah,
been on
this one
Facebook for a little bit.
this this one is a great one. This is with Dr. Scott Edwards. He is an MD and we talked about hormone imbalance. And he
Mhm.
got into some pretty sciency stuff when we were chatting, and it was really cool. I probably could have extended this podcast. I felt like I was only halfway done, if that, once we actually wrapped up the episode, because I felt like we could have dove a little bit deeper into a lot of what he said. But of course, Alive and Learn is only like 20 minutes. So we didn't
Yeah,
have that opportunity. But it was very eye opening, especially if you are, in your late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s, that kind of age group. Really, really eye opening, and helped me to understand what happens with our bodies a little bit better. So I
yeah,
definitely dive into that one. It was good. I mean, you said you're in Northeast Mesa, like literally
yeah,
pop this in your car on your way home today. And by the time you get home, it'll be over and you'll have learned quite a bit. So I
yeah,
suggest popping over and listening to that one.
I
This
definitely will.
this one was great. And in fact, there is a conversation happening in the group right now that's kind of like a little spin-off to this one. Um,
Mhm.
this is Diana, you know Diana, and we talked about misusing mental health terms. So like,
Mhm.
and mainly we talked about when it comes from oh, mom says, yes, I did. It was great. I shared it for all my friends. Thank you, mom. I think she means the Dr. Scott one.
Yeah.
But this one was really good too. And you know how there's all these influencers online and they're popping off all of these mental health terms like narcissist and oh, that's OCD of me and that kind of thing. Diana and
Mhm.
I dove into, first of all, what those labels really mean and how half the time they're not being used correctly anyway. They're certainly
Yes.
used way too casually. And is that beneficial? Like, for, I could just picture somebody in the middle of you know, discussion, conversation with their spouse and popping off all of these like mental health terms. And is that creating connection or is that creating divide? Like what's going on here? What are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, like, I think one of the when I was reading, like, going through that post, there's a couple things that I noticed that I think are completely true and valid is, number 1, you can either throw out something that's not true and make your spouse feel horrible.
Mm.
Because you could, like if you say, "Oh, well, you're OCD," or I've heard people like, "Oh, you're schizo," like, what I mean? You're
Yeah.
bipolar. Like,
Yeah.
bipolar is a
That's
big
one we
one.
talked about.
Yeah, like those ones, and, like, that could be making your spouse, feel really bad. And then another thing is when you do have a mental health issue or, whatever you wanna call it or condition, and that gets used against you. So,
Yeah.
like, I know, what I mean? Or if I use it, like, in my relationship since I have and you'd understand this too, if, like, I have ADHD, like, I took an
Diagnose.
actual
Right.
neurological test, and I'm actually diagnosed, and I medicate for ADHD, and I know that a lot of the ways that I am are because of that, but I think one of the things that Connor brought up one time when we were having a discussion, I like how you say that, when you're is is that I one of the things that I did is when I first found out because it was so like, okay, well, this explains so much, is I used it a lot in as an excuse, and that's not okay. And so he kind of called that out for me, and it made me very aware of like, okay, just because my ADHD makes me do this, doesn't mean that I have an excuse to do that. Instead, I have
Right.
to find a way to not do that. And that's something, and I'm glad that we've gotten to a point where we're pretty good. I mean, we're not perfect, but we're pretty good with communication, where we could share that with each other. But that's kind of, whenever these mental health terms just get thrown around, it could really, it's harmful. It's so harmful for each other because you don't have open communication about it. You're just throwing these around. That's not really that it's kind of demeaning people who actually have like, schizophrenia, who are bipolar, who are actually OCD, and who battle with that. It's not just
Yeah.
saying, oh, you have OCD. But people use it in terms a lot too. Like I know, like with me, where people like have these squirrel conversations. They're like, "Oh, I'm just ADHD." Like, are you though? Because I would never
Yeah.
wish like that. Like, yeah,
It's true, and we talked about that too, how doing this really does, kind of water it down for the actual, people who do actually struggle with these
yeah,
things, and yeah, that's definitely a thing. So check out
yeah,
that episode if you guys are interested. I see it all the time, like all the time, all the time. And
yeah,
so I think that Diana's definitely onto something with that one, of course. And then lastly, we have Real Estate Tip Tuesday. This comes
yes,
out every Tuesday, guys. And it is usually like a 4 to 7 minute tip. So these are short, really easy to absorb. You can listen to a couple of them in a row. just while you're doing your hair or just driving to the grocery store or something. We
Yeah.
set it up like that just so that it can be easy, especially for moms to, be able to get their information. This one was great. It's about being an unrepresented buyer in Arizona and how that might look all fine and good and easy peasy from the outside. But once you start getting into it, what that can actually look like. I know I'm being a little bit
Yeah.
cryptic here, but I want you guys to watch it.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely a thing that has been going around a lot that I hear from a lot of our clients is, do we need a realtor to work with us? And I mean, obviously, we're realtors, so we're always going to say no, but there's a reason why we're going to say like yes, you do need
Yes.
one,
Don't
but
say no.
I meant no, don't think that. But yeah, that you do need one. But there are plenty of reasons. Like we have when we do our buyer consultations, there is a sheet that we will send to you with like 100 things on there that we do. And if you're saying, oh, well, my last one, I did, it seems so easy well, it's because they do all that behind the scenes. That means you had a good one. So like,
Yeah. Yeah. And
but
it's
definitely,
it's definitely that. Like, I think that that's a really big deal. And I'm glad that you bring that up because there is a lot of behind the scenes stuff that has to happen in order for things, to move along in general.
mhm,
Never mind move along smoothly. But I shared two very recent actual stories of actual clients where the unrepresented buyer, yeah, didn't get the property in the end. And it was
yeah,
pretty much had to do with not necessarily that they were unrepresented, like that wasn't the reason, but
yeah,
it had to do with that. And I need you guys to watch it because I don't want to do a spoiler. I don't want
yeah,
to do a giveaway.
yeah,
But it definitely impacted them very negatively. And I
yeah,
know there's a buyer out there kicking herself right now, big time
yeah.
for doing it.
You
Um,
live and you learn.
yeah, just like Austin, right?
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Right, mom? And mom must have watched it. It was so simple why she did not get the house, right? Like as a seller, you wouldn't have accepted that.
Yeah. But
Absolutely
that
not.
but just by Marilyn's comment, you know that these things, they might seem obvious to some people, but they're not, or like little things get missed.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important. And like, why not have somebody else on your team rooting for you to help you get what you tell us is kind of best for you? Because
Yeah.
we don't know what's best for you. We know what you tell us is best for you, and we help you attain that goal.
Right.
So why not have somebody else on your side?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I,
Yeah.
my biggest example that I've had for like the last 20 years about this, I always say it. You've heard it. You probably roll your eyes. Is yeah, I could perform my own root canal too. But does it really make sense for me to do that? Does it? Like,
Yeah.
I could do it. I could go in there and grind it up, pull the tooth, bada boom. But do I have the tools? Do I have the
Yeah.
experience? Do I have the know how? Do I know the nuances? Do I know what could go wrong? And do I know how to prevent that? Nope, nope, nope.
Yeah. Well, and it could even be like with like, Connor and I have obviously purchased quite a few properties. And even before me, he has purchased quite a few properties. And before me and him were together, that's what I mean. Even before I was an agent, and he actually was a licensed realtor for a little bit. So he knows the in and outs, but it's also the convenience factor, right? Like, just let somebody take care of it, and then you just read, sign, you're good. So that's another way too. If you're a seasoned buyer, even if you know, like, there's so many different situations that we could talk
100%.
about, that
100%.
of the positives, but yeah.
Yeah. But we put it all into this 4 to 7 minute video for you to watch.
Yes. There you
All
go.
right, guys. This about wraps things up. Do we have last commenter? Is Aunt Carolyn too? I think it
Yes, it
is.
is. That's
Sweet.
awesome.
She got on the
Woo-hoo.
wheel twice today just from watching the show. See how easy it is, guys? All
Love.
right. So this is it. This is the end of the show, the end of the road. We will be here next Wednesday announcing the giveaway winner for that couple's spa package. from Diana Eisel with Diana Eisel Therapy. We thank you guys so very much for being here. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Mom Nation, where moms find real support, real connection, and real community. Founded in 2014 by Katie Holly Lambert, Mom Nation started as a way to unite and empower moms. Now it's grown into a movement. Through vibrant communities, local events, and meaningful conversations, Mom Nation helps moms grow, share, and thrive together. Listen to From the Heart, where we share inspirational stories, useful information, and discuss a variety of women-related topics. And check out Live and Learn, where moms just like you share helpful tips, tools, and real-life skills. Be part of something bigger. Visit www.momnation.com and follow us on social media, because motherhood is better when we do it together.